Hey, it's Zack, and welcome back, or rather I should say welcome to the Minecraft Intermission Series, the series where I play Minecraft and ramble about things. This is a new series I'm starting up. I've wanted to make a Minecraft series about something. I didn't really know what I was gonna make it about, but now that I got this new sick PNG tuber model, look at me go, look at me. This model was created by the amazing Kami over at Fiverr. You should go check her out in the link in the description. Nevertheless, this sand is sus, and we are going to get started with a single player world. Now, as you could have thought from the title, I am only just playing Minecraft just to play, build things, and ramble. I'm already seeing new I've never seen this before. I quite like this, actually. I haven't played Minecraft in forever, man. I did have a point in time where I was just playing Minecraft for a while, but I stopped. It got kind of boring. I have big plans for this Minecraft world. I'm not like too certain what I'm actually gonna build quite yet, which is where y'all come in. I want you to comment right now, right down below, what you'd like me to build next in this world. And if I end up choosing your idea, your comment will be featured at the start of the build. This is also regarding topics. So any topics you have, whether it be, I have a few lined up right now, but if you have any specific topic you'd just like me to give my thoughts and 2 cents about, let me know. I will do it. Like, I read the comments. I read every single one of your comments. I would just love to interact with the community that I do have. I don't know, most Minecraft YouTubers are like, go ahead, hit that subscribe button. Be sure to, but I don't care, man. I just engage, comment what you'd like me to do. I made this series not just for me to talk. But I also made this for you, because if you want me to give my 2 cents about something, make this a little more personal. Most of the time with my content, I just I upload whatever. I don't really talk to y'all that much, so I want to change that, and that's what this series aims to do. But for this video, I will be talking a bit about myself and just the origins, I guess, of Zack. If you don't know me already or couldn't guess by my name Zactivity, my name is Zack, full name Zachary, spelled with an E, by the way, spelled with an E. Z-A-C-H-E-R-Y, all right? I remember why I was named that. It's because my dad had told me he didn't like the way A sounded, because people would say Zachary instead of he just wanted it to be simple. He wanted it to be Zachary, just very simple, Zachary. And so but people would use 3 syllables, which he hated. And so he was like, can we just give him an E? I was born and raised in upstate New York, actually. I was born in this very small town. Probably people aren't gonna know this. Watertown. It's a small town. Everyone knows Syracuse, right? If you know where Syracuse is, it's like an hour away from Syracuse. Just this little quaint town. Was born and raised there for about 7 years. Moved away with my stepdad, and then we went. We stayed in New York for a while, but my family has just been filled with moving here, moving there. We never really settled down in one place for too long. So I never really got to get comfortable or make any friends long term. But I did get involved in some activities back in school. I wasn't much of a sports guy, but I do know my parents really wanted me to play a sport. And good on them. It's not good for me to, be all cooped up in a house all the time. Needless to say, I was not good at sports. I was not good by any means at any sport. I played baseball. Baseball was the main one, Little League. And then I played football for maybe a year and hated that. So I stopped playing that. I did want to play just because my father played football on a state level. So I wanted to, not please him, but I was my dad likes this sport, maybe I'll like it too, right? Just give it an honest shot, because I genuinely, I knew I wasn't gonna like the sport, because I've seen his games, I've seen him play. I'm like, man, I'm really not gonna like this. But I went off this idea that, don't knock something until you try it. because you really don't know. Like, for example, right now, I love golf. Like, that's like the last sport I thought I would enjoy. And golf just happens to be it. I bought a $400, beginner Callaway set, and I go to the driving range every now and again. I haven't played an actual round of golf like properly, but I just like going to the range and driving a couple hundred balls, and that's like my workout, and it's not my workout, but you get what I mean. It's just something to get me moving, and I have fun doing it. When I had told my parents, like, yeah, I'm really liking golf, that's coming back up again, and they were like, oh, well, when you were really young, you loved golf and you were like a natural. And so I don't know how much they're bluffing on that one, but allegedly, when I was a child, I was a natural. It only makes sense that I've come back to the sport. So I really do like the sport. Above all, it's relaxing. The sport of golf, unless you make it competitive, golf is just all around relaxing. You go to these nice views, you go to these nice spots, and you just like play a round of golf, and it's quiet, and you just get to banter with people. Or if you're alone, you just pop some headphones in, go to the driving range like I do. Like that's relaxing to me. Anyway, where was I? I was talking about sports in school. I didn't do good. I maybe got a participation trophy here and there, but I think I won. There was one time our baseball team won the whole Little League series. It was a moment in history, but it wasn't of my doing. Like, none of it had to do with me. But we did win, and we did get a first place trophy. That was like nice. That felt good. And my parents were congratulating me, even though I knew deep down I'm like, I contributed the least. I wouldn't recommend sports for everybody, but it's just something I think people should try at least once and give it an honest shot. All right, don't be all I really wish I weren't here right now button. And if you don't like it, you don't like it. The same thing. I tried to pick up boxing for a couple months, and I was consistent and I was doing my thing, and I just lost passion. I didn't like it. That's something I did internally struggle with for a while. I was like, I don't want to drop this sport because I don't want to feel like a quitter. I don't want to be like how I was back then. Truth be told, I did give it an honest shot, and it just wasn't my cup of tea, and that's not a problem at all. My dad used to tell me, like, only you know if you truly gave it your all. My parents would always say, like, we know you're a bright kid, we just need you to put in effort. I didn't really know what effort was until I was put in a position. What are these things? Are these just retextured pigs? What are these? Are these cows? There's like different cows for different biomes, I guess, now. But yeah, it wasn't until after high school I realized, like, man, I did not put in effort into high school at all. So I'm doing the exact opposite with college. Right now I'm enrolled in Embry-Riddle, which is an aeronautical university, and I'm doing excellent. Like, I'm not trying to, like, not to be braggadocious or anything, but I am doing, like, exceptionally well. What on earth are those? Firefly bush. Oh, is that what these are? They're fireflies. Wait, that's so cool. Oh, I'm gonna take a couple of these. I'm working towards my bachelor's in aeronautics. Hopefully in like less than 2 years I'll have that. But back to like my origins, dude. Dude, my origins are not great. I can see why I got bullied in school. That's all. That's all I'm gonna say. Hey, I need this. I can see, get off of me, will you? People like to say, like, no one deserves to be bullied. I did. I'm like half joking, right? But I understood why. I could understand why now. They had a thing against me. I mean, the kind of kid I was back then was like, I was a snitch. I thought everyone was out to get me. Like I didn't make friends, so that didn't help. Back then, I gotta admit, I was like really, and in some ways now, I was really melodramatic. Like I would make everything a big deal. I'd be like all Bollywood, like no one gets me. Only I get me. If I were like, yo, do I want to be friends with this guy or should I keep my distance? I'd err on the side of caution. Probably be like, nah, I'm good. Thankfully, nowadays I've definitely grown, dude. Especially high school, man, dude. High school drama crap is like fresh in my. Dude, I cringe at my high school self. I'm not even gonna get into it, but I've done said so many terrible, twisted things back then that I thought it was perfectly fine, and it wasn't, because I'm dumb and I can't read the room. Thankfully, through various trials, I have grown as a person. That can only be exemplified through action and not, just pure words. Are these fallen leaves? Leaf litter. Wait, that's... Dude, so many decorative ideas. Oh my goodness. Anyway, I've tried to change my behavior to be more intentional. To be more like, okay, I'm doing this because I'm trying to be a little more extroverted than I actually am. Because I'm not an extrovert by any means. I go on these trips. I don't know if y'all see my vlogs to like Tokyo, Kyoto, Seoul, and I just got done with Singapore. That's coming soon. I go to these places alone because it's not necessarily that I don't have anyone to go with. It's that I just want to go alone. I want to experience these places alone. It could be for various reasons. Like maybe I just am hyper fixated on what I want and just to streamline the process of like, hey, I want to hit this area and I want to hit that area. And we're only here for like 5 days, so it's like, let's get moving on. But yeah, that is just something a little bit about me is I'm an introvert. I don't really like going out that much, but I've tried to make it a point to change that. One thing I would tell anybody who's like struggling with that, who wants to make friends, but doesn't really know how to go about it or don't really have those kinds of connections, you gotta go out and make it happen. You can't just like sit idly by wishing every day that you had people to talk to. Legit, just the other day I forgot my headphones, right? And usually when I go shopping I have headphones with me. I'm going shopping and then I'm grabbing like some breakfast and this lady is just standing there waiting for her food and it's just me and her. I ask her point blank, I'm like, so what'd you get? And she she's like, oh, I got like this, that, and a third. And I'm like, oh, cool. That you can't go wrong with that. It's little things like that, right? Who is gonna, if someone looks at you weird when you strike up a conversation with them like that, and it's like the most normal, mundane topic, it wasn't gonna work. Like you don't want to be friends with a kind of person like that. I was trying to talk about myself and then I keep going off on these tangents, but apart from golf, I mean, I've shown an interest, and I say interest because it's kind of up in the air. I've shown like a little bit of an interest in mixed drinks, like mixology, I guess, so I could like learn some neat little alcohol cocktails or anything like that. Speaking of which, people are gonna hate me for this opinion. I think Hennessy and Coke is actually kind of fire. You can't go wrong with a Hennessy and Coke. It's just people see Hennessy as cheap and I'm like, what are you talking? It like tastes good. It's a cognac. It feels full. Not a great opinion that many people are gonna hold, but I love it. Another thing I like, Kahlua. I don't know if y'all know what Kahlua is. I guess it's not widely known. But Kahlua is a coffee liquor. But Kahlua doesn't even taste like alcohol. Now here's the deal. You gotta pair it with milk. No other pairing will do. You have to pair it with like milk, maybe cream. It's thick, it's sweet, it's creamy. It's very nice and you hardly taste the alcohol. It's a nice coffee liquor. I love it. Any chance I can get on an off day, assuming I'm not stressed, because that's how addictions start, right? Ooh, that's nice. That's nice. Awesome, awesome. For those that don't know, we can actually use ice from over there to make like a nether highway system type deal. That's going to be very useful. I kind of want to build in around here as well because there's a village here. I'm going to make a village farm as well. Where to set up? I might set up over there. But yeah, obviously, if you're underage, don't drink. And honestly, like, if you don't really have an affinity towards alcohol, then don't even do it. Like, you know, there's no point. The way you develop a dependency on alcohol is by drinking it when you feel stressed or, you know, using it as a coping mechanism like an escape. That's how addictions start, right? If you're going to drink alcohol, assuming you're of age, then do so with the idea in mind. Ooh, cross, look at that. God bless. I don't know if y'all know this. I learned this while taking like an alcoholics course. Just because I'm like interested in this sort of thing. Apparently, the height of euphoria is 0.06 BAC. After that, it just tanks. There's like actual graphs to show this. It's nuts. Yeah, that's something I found interesting. I'm like, wow. But yeah, love my alcohol when used, you know, properly and sparingly, and when I'm of a sound mind to do so. Never getting drunk, because that's not something you want to do. I used to find it fun until, you know, the incident, and I don't find it fun anymore. I'm just now realizing, like, I haven't even gotten past, like, where I was born and raised. I know I said New York, but I didn't say the other thing. I was also raised, for the latter half of my childhood, I was raised in South Florida. I personally like Florida. I don't really like New York too much, I'm gonna be honest. And it's not for the political reasons. It's because it gets so unbelievably cold. It's almost unbearable. It is getting quite expensive to live there as well, but still. New York, like especially upstate New York, is definitely like country. You know, and I'm not a country guy. I am definitely like a big inner city type guy, although lately I'm not really much of a country guy, but more of like a let me go off and do my own thing type of guy. There are plenty of things where I'm still like, you know, I'd like to do this with people. You know, that's why what I used to do is I used to record Minecraft videos by myself. Origins of Zack on YouTube. I used to be a Minecraft channel. And it wasn't this channel. It was a different channel that's now deleted. But I used to be a Minecraft YouTuber. I would upload Minecraft videos pretty much under the same, what on earth? Blue? There are blue chickens now? But yeah, I used to play Minecraft, just Minecraft on YouTube. I started that channel, I think, back in January 2011. And there is this one video I made. Oh no, come on, man. There is this one video I managed to save, which is just a literally 1 frame per sometimes video of me just like announcing where I've been. I had asked my parents for a laptop, like a game, like for gaming. I wanted a gaming laptop for Christmas, and they gave me an office laptop. To them, it was expensive. In PC, like modern day computer terms, that HP Dell laptop meant for office work would be considered cheap. And that's not to, you know, dog on my parents. They got me what I asked for because I wasn't specific. So that PC ran games about as well as you'd expect. For whatever reason, even with like webcam videos, after installing OBS and doing everything I needed to, you know, little old me, little old Zacky Wacky, was still running at 1 frame per sometimes. And, you know, I would view that as an improvement. Comment down below if I should go back to 1 frame per sometimes videos. Let me know if you'd enjoy that. But by the way, built-in laptop mic quality. We're talking J-Schlatt funny mic type beat. Like that stuff, it was so bad. And you could hear the computer overheating. The fans were whirring like a jet engine, bro. On that channel, I gained a decent following. I managed to climb my way up to 1,000 subscribers, and I kind of like left the channel after that because I was like, well, I didn't really have a plan after 1,000 subscribers. I just wanted to prove that I could do it. There was this one time in like our history class, I think it was, we were discussing like our dream jobs. And I said I wanted to be a Minecraft YouTuber. And of course, everyone laughs at that, right? Because it's like, Minecraft YouTuber, what an idiot, right? You know, I took that a bit personally. And so I started the channel with the intention of like, I want to prove not just to myself, but to other people that I'm not messing around. And I poured real money into it. You know, I poured real money into programs. It was also more so proof that I could live up to an expectation that I had of myself. I was uncertain, but I was pretty sure that if I really set my mind to it, you know, all the YouTube advice at that point was like, go chase your dreams. You can do anything if you just put some effort, right? But, you know, obviously nowadays it takes more so luck with the algorithm and everything. And so I did it. Like I managed to do it, and I proved to everyone and myself that, hey, I'm capable of this. Since then, I didn't really take the channel all seriously. I was like, well, it's run its course. You know, I'm done here. It was during that time, that period of downtime, where I decided I was going to create Zactivity. Now, Zactivity came about, I mean, I don't remember the channel's birth date, if I'm being honest. I just remember being like, okay, well, I want to make something that's not just Minecraft. Oh! Because just Minecraft is boring, right? Like, Minecraft is cool and all, right? It's chill. If you make that your whole channel, you're not setting yourself up for any great success unless you are providing something to the community that is especially unique and people actually love and want to see. Nowadays, the only time you see Minecraft is in like TikTok compilations where a story is being told about someone who broke into somebody's house and like, I don't know, had a heart attack and passed away and turned into the sun and like devoured everything in sight, including your loved ones. But like Minecraft became oversaturated and it turned into something else, and it turned into, well, now only certain people can play Minecraft and actually get away with it because it's such a diversion from what it actually is at its core, which is what I'm doing. I'm playing Minecraft at its core. There's no special thing. There's just me combining it with talking and rambling about things. It's nothing special. It's nothing extravagant. It's nothing mind-boggling like everyone's got to watch this, because that's not what I'm aiming for. I wanted to play Minecraft and talk because I thought not only would it be helpful to me, it would be helpful to you. I wanted initially to make Zactivity an animation channel. I would have to learn a skill over the course of a couple years with specific programs. I'd have to have a lot of time on my hands. And am I artistically inclined, or am I just going to pay someone else to do it? And obviously, you know where that went. I mean, I'm not going to lie to you. I think people who draw, illustrate, animate, all those things, they have like some grit, man. They have some real grit. Like, I've seen the storyboarding, I've seen the rough sketches, I've seen the outlines, I've seen the progression, I've seen people put up with my revisions, and it's not for the weak. You can really tell who's passionate about this, who's really in it for the love of the game, or who's in it for a quick buck. You can tell. And the mass majority of artists I've worked with, Kami being one of them, Anai being one of them, Kaio on Fiverr. Even my very first artist that I ever like actually commissioned from, JD, that dude's awesome. He did my Minecraft profile picture for $5. Can you believe $5 for this? Like, that is absolutely incredible and like totally a steal. 100% should have paid him more. But you know, at the time I'm like 13 years old. I don't have an allowance. I don't have a job. You know, if I ask for something, I just ask, and it's up to my parents as to whether or not they're gonna let me get it. And my parents, at least back then, they're very frugal when it comes to where they're spending their money. Like, we would not have a typical weekend out. Eating at Olive Garden was like the peak of luxury because we hardly got to do it. Nowadays, though, my family is actually, you know, they're a little more open to the idea of spending, depending on what it is, right? Because to some degree, you do want to be frugal, but if that results in you like actually missing out on life, like never going to Starbucks just so you could save money is, in my opinion, kind of dumb. If you want the Starbucks coffee, but you're trying to save money, if you go to Starbucks and buy a coffee every now and then, you're doing yourself no harm, apart from like maybe calories. I would talk about my job. I want to keep my job and YouTube, which is a hobby. I want to keep those things separate. So I don't like talking about my job or what I do too much, but based on like, you can tell what I do based on previous videos. So legit, you go back, you look at any of my videos, there are hints dropped in there, and just the fact I'm in Okinawa in Japan should tell you all you need to know, like what I do. It's just something I feel is not necessary right now. Also, I'm working towards something else that will bring me a lot of prosperity, a lot of new opportunities, and a lot of exciting, just all around life experiences. Also, if you couldn't tell by the cross on my character, I am a Christian, non-denominational. I don't think any denomination gets it perfect, but that's a conversation for another video. The reason I mention that now is because with this thing that I'm working towards in my career, I feel like God is guiding me in that direction. And it's not just I feel. God speaks, man. God has a way of speaking to people. Many people would chalk it up to coincidence and that. There's only so many coincidences that can happen all at once. The way they happen, it's impossible to be like, this is coincidence. I'm just telling you, dude. God speaks in ways that you wouldn't even imagine. And he wants me to do this thing, so I'm like, hey, you know, tough on me, because initially I didn't want to. I didn't want to go in the career path that God has me going down now. And I was like, you know, can we not do this? And God's like, well, tough luck, you're doing it, right? And that's just the way it is. I'm pretty sure we have enough wood, so I think I'm gonna go spelunking real quick just to see what I can get. Get away. Ow, 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 ow. That actually does damage. Y'all actually hit like tanks. For the first time in forever, I'm actually scared of zombies. But apart from those interests that I mentioned, I do like to weightlift and I love to eat healthy. These things are extremely important for me. They used to not be. Boy, let me tell you. I used to smash, and I want you to think about this for a minute. I used to slam, just for breakfast, a full box of family-sized Fruity Pebbles. Full box, like the entire thing. That was breakfast. And I was a fat kid. I was pretty big boned, I'm not gonna lie. I can't remember when, but there just came a point where I was like, I can't do this anymore. I can't continue to eat unhealthy and think like this is okay. And so I changed my habits, but I didn't change for anybody else. I changed for me because I know that, oh my goodness, you hit like a tank. I knew that that's what would be good for me. You know, it's the hard thing to do. And, you know, nowadays people would say like, that's like, it's toxic or whatever, you know. I don't know. Do people still hold that view now? I'm not sure. It's a dumb view. Don't hit me, don't hit me, don't hit me, don't hit me, don't hit me. Dang it! It wasn't easy by any means. It was very difficult. But with time and patience and consistency, I was able to do something about it. Guys, this is gonna sound embarrassing, but I have no idea how to build a house right. I don't even have an idea for like a concept. I just don't have a clue how this house is gonna look. So this is gonna be interesting. I do like this area though, because we got a village right there. So like if I wanted to like build a villager spawner, I could, or like a villager farm anyway. We got ice over there, which is gonna be very easy to use to build like future nether highways. There are trees over there, I know that. So I like this. I like this. I think we'll start with like a bare necessities type build, but like something that, you know, looks at least somewhat well put together. Before what I do now, my dream was to be like a big YouTuber. And now I realize, not that that dream is unachievable, because I know what to do if I wanted to make that dream a reality. I just don't like what I would have to do. And so I'm keeping it a hobby, not to mention the media backlash. I just like being able to do what I want and not be held down by anything like a paycheck or an algorithm. I like not having to worry about that. I'm not gonna lie to you, there's been like blocks of time during this recording where I'm just like, how do I talk about myself? Right? Because like when you get to talking about yourself, you start drawing blanks. You're like, well, what do I like? What do I even like to do? Or like, what would be interesting to talk about? And like, to tell you the truth, I don't know. Because most people, they're not really truly interested. You know what I mean? Like, most people are here for the content, right? Of course, this is an opportunity for like a get to know the YouTuber, like the guy behind the screen, right? Because all you know, most of the time, all you see is like haha funnies, right? And you know, Richard being at the helm of that. Speaking of which, I should probably talk about how I met Richard, huh? Richard and I actually met through Counter-Strike, like CSGO when it was still CSGO. And I remember distinctly how we became friends because I had added him under the impression that he was Swagger Souls. Because he sounded, to me, he sounded like Swagger Souls. But then I later like looked back on that and I'm like, you didn't sound anything like him. Why did I think you sounded like Swagger Souls? I don't know. But yeah, him and I, we just got to talking, had some great combos, and we both think in kind of the same weird way that not a lot of other people think, you know. Very frequently you don't typically see this on recordings, but we'll just like say the same thing, or we'll be thinking of the same meme. It's like, it's bizarro world how our brains are intertwined. For example, there's a Counter-Strike video, I don't remember which video, but there's a Counter-Strike video out on my channel where he's asking me to stream my screen, and we simultaneously start saying stream, like from Dream from Shark Boy and Lava Girl. We just simultaneously do that at the same time, and it like we befuddled. We are utterly perplexed as to how our brains connect like that. Could we be soulmates? I don't know. It's a possibility. Richard, you know I'm single, so I don't want to leave my house looking like a cube. I gotta do something to this. If y'all have any idea as to like what I could, if y'all have any idea how I could improve like house design, or like what I could add, any ideas, let me know. Because I am not a builder, I'm gonna be honest. This is all temporary, so I'm not really gonna put too much focus into how it looks. I'm gonna put some care, right? But I'm not gonna over obsess about how things look. I don't think I've met anyone else that is like on that same wavelength, apart from Richard. I think Richard's the only person. I forget mobs can spawn in the thunder. Actually, doesn't that mean I can go to sleep? It does. I am telling y'all right now, this house is gonna look like utter trash. That's not too bad. Like, it could use some work, but you know, for starters, that's not. It's bad. It's bad. While I go chop down some oak trees, I was gonna talk about like what shows do I like. Man, I like some really niche shows, man. I don't be watching movies like that. But I really loved Top Gun Maverick. I remember I was watching Brody Animates, or Brody Animated. I was watching Brody and his video about how he got a girlfriend. And he was talking about how he went to Top Gun Maverick and he wasn't able to retain a single thing that happened in it. And I was actually fuming. Like, you retained no information about the movie of the decade? Like, this is... I won't stand for this. My mom really wanted me to watch the first Top Gun, because I haven't up to that point. Before we saw Top Gun Maverick. We watched the first Top Gun, which, like, it was pretty good. It was definitely retro, from what I remember. But I was like, yeah, that's on brand. It's like a 19-something movie. Fair enough. But then you saw Top Gun Maverick immediately after, and it's like in this nice, like, I'm talking, this is a bougie theater. Every seat was reclining, and they had like meal service, and their sound system, that movie was made for the theater with the way they were making the sounds. It was nuts. So maybe I just have fond memories of that, but I really loved Top Gun Maverick. My latest obsession, my latest show obsession is Murder Drones. Now, I didn't like Murder Drones when I first saw it. Initially, when I heard it was a series, I didn't care. And this is like just finding out about Glitch Productions and the Amazing Digital Circus. When I saw that they had made another hyper successful show called Murder Drones, I was like, not really vibing with the style, like it didn't look like it was for me. But then I got interested, so I sat down and watched like all of it in in 2 days. I watched like 5 episodes in one night, and then the other 3 in another. And I just remember finishing that show and going, this is kind of mid. Hear me out. The reason I said it was mid is because it made no sense. It made no sense to me at all until I realized that, for one, if you're binging the whole series, it doesn't make sense because the pacing is so fast, people die, and no one seems to care. Like, death is almost comedic relief in that universe. So it's like you can't really keep track of like what's a serious death and what's not. Overall, I thought like the plot was messy. Everything else they nailed though. The sound design is nuts. The character design goes hard. I knew immediately, looking at just the way the characters were, I knew that I could not look up fan art of these people. I knew instantly, wow, that is an ugly house. I knew instantly that I could not look up images of these characters. It like, not for wholesome reasons. That you see this cross on my chest, it's there for a reason. I'm a wholesome, all right? But I knew immediately looking at these characters, I'm like, I can't look up images of them. There's gonna be so much. It's gonna be rampant. Tough, right? Didn't stop me. But on a serious note, it's for the better that I don't do that. The reason I figured out why it feels so messy is because it wasn't intended to be watched in one go. It was intended to be watched episodically, and then you let that marinate. Because if you look at like the timeline, like how those episodes were released, you would understand like this is obviously something that's meant to be watched like not immediately. Here's another thing you gotta know about Murder Drones is it's a show that looks, I'm gonna be honest, that looks way better. Murder Drones is a show that you have to watch like truly 20 times to understand precisely everything. I'm not gonna lie to you, I binge Murder Drones. I'm still finding things that I'm like I didn't notice before. I'm still finding them. And when I find it, I'm like, how did I miss this? This makes so much sense now. It's definitely mystery coded. Its rewatchability is nuts. Like, crazy crap. Like, not even, I don't even think Matt Pat would be able to pick up on. And that guy knows what he's talking about. But yeah, that's been my little obsession for the past couple months. I do get these waves of just an obsession with something, and I know when it's coming because I'm like, I can't even like describe how I know when something's about to become an obsession. I just feel it. I'm like, oh no, it's happening again. Pretty soon though, I'm not gonna be obsessed with this show, and it's gonna be a distant memory. But that day is not today, is it? You know, given a look around the interior of my house, I think I need to spruce up the place. But I think sprucing up the place is gonna have to wait. That'll be for another video. Thank you guys for watching. If you like this video, be sure to like it, and like it again, and like it again, and like it again. And also be sure to subscribe, share with your friends, and give me a topic to talk about. I already have a few of them lined up, but I do want to hear from you. What would be interesting? What would you like to hear about? Also, what would you like me to build? Be sure to let me know all those things in the comment section below, and I will see you in the next episode of the Minecraft Intermission Series. Take care.